The Sumerian King List, the first historical record. Presented by Kramer's Lyceum. After the kingship descended from heaven, the kingship was in Eridu. In Eridu, Al-Ulim became king. He ruled for 28,800 years. Alalgar ruled for 36,000 years. 2 kings. They ruled for 64,800 years. Then Eridu fell and the kingship was taken to Bad Tabira. In Bad Tabira, Enmenlu-Anna ruled for 43,200 years. Enmengal-Anna ruled for 28,800 years. The divine Dumuzi, the shepherd, ruled for 36,000 years. 3 kings. They ruled for 108,000 years. Then Bad Tabira fell and the kingship was taken to Larik. In Larik, En-Sipad-Zid-Anna ruled for 28,800 years. 1 king. He ruled for 28,800 years. Then Larik fell and the kingship was taken to Sippar. In Sippar, Enmendur-Anna became king. He ruled for 21,000 years. 1 king. He ruled for 21,000 years. Then Sippar fell and the kingship was taken to Shuruppak. In Shuruppak, Ubratutu became king. He ruled for 18,600 years. 1 king. He ruled for 18,600 years. 5 cities and 8 kings ruled for 385,200 years. Then the flood swept over. After the flood had swept over, and the kingship had descended from heaven, the kingship was in Kish. In Kish, Gishur became king. He ruled for 1,200 years. Kulasina-Bel ruled for 900 years. Nan-Gishlishma ruled for 1,200 years. Endara-Anna ruled for 420 years, 3 months, and 3.5 days. Babum ruled for 300 years. Planum ruled for 840 years. Calibum ruled for 900 years. Calamum ruled for 840 years. Zukakap ruled for 900 years. Atab ruled for 600 years. Mashta, son of Atab, ruled for 840 years. Arwiam, son of Mashta, ruled for 720 years. Atana, the shepherd, who ascended to heaven and put all countries in order, became king. He ruled for 1,500 years. Bali, son of Atana, ruled for 400 years. Enme-Nuna ruled for 660 years. Melem-Kish, son of Enme-Nuna, ruled for 900 years. Barsal-Nuna, son of Enme-Nuna, ruled for 1,200 years. Samug, son of Barsal-Nuna, ruled for 140 years. Tiskar, son of Samug, ruled for 305 years. Ilku ruled for 900 years. Ilta-Saddam ruled for 1,200 years. Enmen-Barajazi, who destroyed Elam's weapons, became king. He ruled for 900 years. Aga, son of Enmen-Barajazi, ruled for 625 years. 23 kings ruled for 23,310 years, 3 months, and 3.5 days. Then Kish was defeated and the kingship was taken to Aina. In Aina, Meshkiag-Gashur, son of Utu, became lord and king. He ruled for 324 years. Meshkiag-Gashur entered the sea and disappeared. In Mekar, son of Meshkiag-Gashur, the king of Uruk, who built Uruk, became king. He ruled for 420 years. The divine Lugal-Banda, the shepherd, ruled for 1,200 years. The divine Dumuzi, the fisherman, whose city was Quara, ruled for 100 years. Gilgamesh, whose father was an invisible being, the lord of Kulaba, ruled for 126 years. Ernungal, son of the divine Gilgamesh, ruled for 30 years. Ujal-Kalama, son of Ernungal, ruled for 15 years. Lal-Bashar ruled for 9 years. Anundara-Anna ruled for 8 years. Meshe, the smith, ruled for 36 years. Milam Anna ruled for 6 years. Lugal-Kijin ruled for 36 years. 12 kings ruled for 2,310 years. Then Uruk was defeated and the kingship was taken to Ur. In Ur, Mesonpada became king, he ruled for 80 years. Meshkiag-Nuna, son of Mesonpada, became king, he ruled for 36 years. Ilulu ruled for 25 years. Balulu ruled for 36 years. 4 kings ruled for 177 years. Then Ur was defeated and the kingship was taken to Awin. In Awin, became king, he ruled 4 years. Lu ruled 4 years. Kul ruled for 36 years. 3 kings ruled for 356 years. Then Awin was defeated and the kingship was taken to Kish. In Kish, Susuta, the fuller, became king, he ruled for 200 years. Dadas ruled for 81 years. Mamagal, the boatman, ruled for 240 years. Kalbum, son of Mamagal, ruled for 195 years. Tug ruled for 360 years. Men-Nuna ruled for 180 years. Enbi-Ishtar ruled for 290 years. Lugalgu ruled for 360 years. 8 kings ruled for 3,195 years. Then Kish was defeated and the kingship was taken to Hamazi. In Hamazi, Hatnish became king, he ruled for 360 years. 1 king ruled for 360 years. Then Hamazi was defeated and the kingship was taken to Uruk. In Uruk, Enshakush-Anna became king, he ruled for 60 years. Lugal-Ur ruled for 120 years. Argandia ruled for 7 years. 3 kings ruled for 187 years. Then Uruk was defeated and the kingship was taken to Ur. In Ur, Nana became king, he ruled for 54 years. Meskiag-Nana, son of Nana, ruled for 48 years. The son of, ruled for 2 years. 3 kings ruled for 104 years. Then Ur was defeated and the kingship was taken to Adab. In Adab, Lugalon-Mundu became king, he ruled for 90 years. 1 king ruled for 90 years. Then Adab was defeated and the kingship was taken to Mari. In Mari, Anubu became king, he ruled for 30 years. Anba, son of Anubu, ruled for 17 years. Bazi, the leather worker, ruled for 30 years. Zizi, the fuller, ruled for 20 years. Lima'ur, the Pashishu priest, ruled for 30 years. Sharam Eater ruled for 9 years. 6 kings ruled for 136 years. Then Mari was defeated and the kingship was taken to Kish. In Kish, Kubaba, the woman tavern keeper, who made firm the foundations of Kish, became queen, she ruled for 100 years. 1 queen ruled for 100 years. Then Kish was defeated and the kingship was taken to Akshak. In Akshak, Unzi became king, he ruled for 30 years. Undalulu ruled for 6 years. Urur ruled for 6 years. Puzur-Nira ruled for 20 years. Ishu-Eel ruled for 24 years. Shusen, son of Ishu-Eel, ruled for 7 years. 6 kings ruled for 93 years. Then Akshak was defeated and the kingship was taken to Kish. In Kish, Puzur-Sin, son of Kubaba, became king, he ruled for 25 years. Urzababa, son of Puzur-Sin, ruled for 400 years. Simudara ruled for 30 years. Usi-Watar ruled for 7 years. Ishtar-Mudi ruled for 11 years. Ishim-Shamash ruled for 11 years. Nania, the stonecutter, ruled for 7 years. 7 kings ruled for 491 years. Then Kish was defeated and the kingship was taken to Uruk. In Uruk, Lugal-Zagassi became king. He ruled for 25 years. One king ruled for 25 years. Then Uruk was defeated and the kingship was taken to Akkad. In Akkad, Sargon, whose father was a gardener, the cupbearer of Ur-Zababa, became king, the king of Akkad, who built Akkad. He ruled for 56 years. Rimush, son of Sargon, ruled for 9 years. Manashdushu, the older brother of Rimush, son of Sargon, ruled for 15 years. Naram-Sin, son of Manashdushu, ruled for 56 years. Sharkali-Sheri, son of Naram-Sin, ruled for 25 years. Then who was king? Who was not king? Urjagi was king, Nanam was king, Emi was king, Elulu was king. Those 4 kings ruled 3 years. Dudu ruled for 21 years. Shudural, son of Dudu, ruled for 15 years. 11 kings ruled for 181 years. Then Akkad was defeated and the kingship was taken to Uruk. In Uruk, Ur-Nijan became king. He ruled for 7 years. Ur-Gigur, son of Ur-Nijan, ruled for 6 years. Kuta ruled for 6 years. Pazur-Ili ruled for 5 years. Ur-Utu ruled for 6 years. 5 kings ruled for 30 years. Then Uruk was defeated and the kingship was taken by the army of Gutium. The army of Gutium was led by a king whose name is unknown. Nibia became king. He ruled for 3 years. Then Engishu ruled for 6 years. Akukum-La-Kaba ruled for 6 years. Shulm ruled for 6 years. Silulumesh ruled for 6 years. Inimabakesh ruled for 5 years. Nagosh ruled for 6 years. Ur-La-Kaba ruled for years. Ebate ruled for 3 years. Yarla ruled for 3 years. Kurum ruled for 1 year. Apilkan ruled for 3 years. Larabam ruled for 2 years. Iraram ruled for 2 years. Ibranim ruled for 1 year. Oblam ruled for 2 years. Pazur-Sin, son of Oblam, ruled for 7 years. Yarlaganda ruled for 7 years. Siu ruled for 7 years. Turiga ruled for 40 days. 21 kings ruled for 91 years and 40 days. Then the army of Gutium was defeated and the kingship was taken to Uruk. In Uruk, Utuhegel became king. He ruled for 420 years and 7 days. 1 king ruled for 427 years and 6 days. Then Uruk was defeated and the kingship was taken to Ur. In Ur, Ur-Nammu became king. He ruled for 18 years. Shulgi, son of Ur-Nammu, ruled for 46 years. Amar-Sin, son of Shulgi, ruled for 9 years. Shusin, son of Amar-Sin, ruled for 9 years. Ibi-Sin, son of Shusin, ruled for 24 years. 4 kings ruled for 108 years. Then Ur was defeated and the kingship was taken to Ishin. In Ishin, Ishbi-Ira became king. He ruled for 33 years. The divine Shu-Ilishu, son of Ishbi-Ira, ruled for 20 years. Idin-Dagan, son of Shu-Ilishu, ruled for 21 years. Ishim-Dagan, son of Idin-Dagan, ruled for 20 years. Lipit-Ishtar, son of Ishim-Dagan, ruled for 11 years. The divine Ur-Ninurta ruled for 28 years. Bur-Sin, son of Ur-Ninurta, ruled for 21 years. Lipit-Enlil, son of Bur-Sin, ruled for 5 years. The divine Ira-Imiti ruled for 8 years. The divine Enlil-Bani ruled for 24 years. The divine Zambija ruled for 3 years. The divine Eder-Paisha ruled for 4 years. Rudukaga ruled for 4 years. Sin-Majir ruled for 11 years. Damik-Ilishu, son of Sin-Majir, ruled for 23 years. 13 kings ruled for 213 years. 141 kings, and 1 queen, ruled in Sumer and Akkad. They ruled for 244,384 years, 4 months and 13.5 days in total. Thus were the rulers of Sumer and Akkad, the cradle of civilization.